While we wait for more info on the upcoming Pokemon titles, it's a full-on let's go for some other new Switch announcements, as this week brings us 8 more new titles for your favorite freaking hybrid. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Gabe is here, and we've got 7 brand new Switch experiences and 1 release date update for you this week, and we'll get right into it. You know the drill, so let's start with Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy DX coming to Switch on August 9th. This was kind of a surprise announcement. It'll be a deluxe version of the most recent Layton game. This one features Catriel as the main host instead of the big-headed professor himself, but hopefully this is being done to pave the way for an eventual brand new exclusive Professor Layton that advances and upgrades the series for the Switch.
Yes, speaking of upgrading, this is upgraded to use a controller instead of touch like the previous iteration, since it is going to be on the Switch now. I don't have a ton of experience with Professor Layton, and since this isn't a main lane, I don't know how excited I am for this one, but I'm actually like hyped for people to be able to play an actual new Professor Layton game, and I feel like that's going to be a good jumping on point for me.
I hope so. I do love puzzle solving. I think these games have been fun. I haven't played every entry, but I played many of them. And I skipped over Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. So I'm always down for conspiracies and millionaires and puzzles. So we'll get into that in August. No word yet if it is coming to America and the West on the 9th as well, or if it's going to start off in Japan. This wasn't a Japanese-based announcement, so I'm guessing that it is coming there first. Also of note that Tomy is selling a puzzle-solving charm that the game will connect to via NFC. So, Gabe, I feel like that is where your love will lie. You need this charm to help you solve life's puzzles.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
You need the NFC connect to your actual body so that it helps you with real-life quandaries and strategy. But we need to move on to Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Now, this is not Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is the big Castlevania-esque game coming from Koji Igarashi. This is a 2D side-scrolling old-school game that was promised as part of the initial Kickstarter, and it was surprise dropped that it's coming to Switch on May 24th, so it'll be out in a week. It is a digital download only, and it actually looks pretty cool. You know, between this and The Messenger, we're really getting back to some good classic 2D action games. I'm not sure which will be better, but at $9.99, I'm definitely dipping in.
Yeah, the gameplay trailer for this actually has me excited. You can like change in between what is 4 playable characters. They all have different abilities and powers, and it kind of like switches up the gameplay like often enough. This does harken back to like when I was a kid playing games like this. So this like surprise announcement like out of nowhere that it's coming so soon as well was something that I was really impressed with.
Absolutely. It's also hitting 3DS, so if you don't have a Switch yet or you're waiting post E3, you can download it from that eShop as well. Now, Inta Creates didn't stop there, also announcing Gunvolt Chronicles, Luminous Avenger IX or 9 for Nintendo Switch. This one does not have a date, but is a continuation of the Gunvolt series, which began with Azure Striker Gunvolt on 3DS. And it's more Mega Man inspired than probably anything else. And it's a 2D platformer that will be coming at some point in the future.
I didn't know that Gunvolt was this cool. You know, the game came out on Switch, like like one of them. I don't know which one, how many there are or anything like that. But there's one on Switch, and people told us a little bit about it, but it kind of just like went under my radar. This thing looks absolutely awesome. If the trailer's any indication, this is a really good time.
Yeah, and apparently it's exclusive to Switch, so while you're enjoying the Mega Man Legacy collections, you can wait for more action when this new Gunvolt game drops sometime soon. Now, Nicholas is prolific on Switch, and they are bringing a brand new game this time to the platform in the form of Crystal Crisis. It is a game very reminiscent of Puzzle Fighter, and it is bringing in a whole lot of guest stars. So you've got characters from Cave Story, you got characters from Binding of Isaac, Code of Princess, 1001 Spikes. You've got Astro Boy, Johnny Turbo, and even some characters from upcoming Nicholas games that haven't released yet, which is pretty interesting. And obviously it is that puzzle game with that battle focus as the characters duke it out in Puzzle Fighter-esque versus multiplayer.
Yeah, if you remember, like this was like months ago, right? Nicholas like had this like leak, right, that showed 3D models of some of their characters. This is what it ended up being, and it's probably not what people wanted, but this still looks like it could be kind of neat. I don't usually play puzzle games like this, but hey, Nicholas characters are like really like fun and goofy and charming, and I like the art style, so I might give this one a go.
It's supposed to release this fall. $39.99 is the price, which I will say, Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus is a great game, but that price in comparison to other offerings on the Switch was pretty off-putting, so I'm worried from that standpoint. It says there'll be arcade, survival, tag team training modes, local and online multiplayer, which is cool. It seems fully featured. But I do worry about, indie games coming in at that price point, given what else is out there.
Mm-hmm.
That could change. The game isn't slated to release for a while, but right now, being listed at $39.99. Let's go to something a little bit simpler and definitely cheaper, which is Minit, the game where you die every 60 seconds. This is a Zelda-like game that released on Steam and other platforms recently to pretty good critical response. I haven't played it myself, but it looks very cool. I like the art style. You're basically a big mouth duck creature, and it's coming to Switch. So it initially was unveiled in the Indie World presentation over in Japan. It was shown off over at that Indie World presentation in Japan, and there's no mention of a Western release yet. I have to imagine it will come stateside just because the game was released for every platform, or was released for every region, when it hit other platforms. And it's Devolver Digital, who, as far as I know, don't really get picky in terms of where they release their stuff. But right now, no date, just coming to Switch sometime soon. And again, I think this is one that will come in at a cheap enough price point and has enough positive response that should be worth getting.
Yeah, very cool minimalistic art style. We have two colors, black and white, but it's still kind of charming. And the whole, like, hey, you're alive for a minute thing, that's interesting to me.
And a Zelda tweak, so that's pretty cool.
For sure.
All right, Super Neptunia RPG is hitting Switch this fall. It is known as Brave Neptunia World Universe Pay Attention Ultimate RPG Declaration in Japan.
Wait, what'd you call me?
It's coming stateside as Super Neptunia RPG in the fall. It's coming out in Japan on September 27th. No word on the exact Western release date, but it is a game where in a world where 2D games reign supreme, an organization called Bombyx Mori forces its citizens to turn out 2D games as offerings to their leader. Is this like a strange alternate Switch eShop future? What is going on? It has old school dungeons, turn-based battles, and hand-drawn art of Neptunia brought to life, showing the characters in a whole new way. It's a very pretty game. I don't know that it's for me, but the art style is very crisp, very clean, and more RPG goodness for the Switch later this year.
Yeah, I remember people really liking Hyper Neptunia. I don't know how similar they are, but this could be cool.
All right, Gabe, the game that we've been waiting for is Miniko's Night Market. This game is coming. It was already coming to PC, but now it's also hitting Switch this fall. It's described as an Animal Crossing-esque experience exclusively with cats. A game about crafting cats, friending friends, and catting cats is the descriptor they give. It has a gorgeous art style and looks really, really fun. It is, a resource craft management type game. You'll be selling stuff at your market, playing a ton of mini games, and trying to collect a whole lot of cats. Gabe, this is basically your dream life.
Yeah. Hey, this isn't even a joke. Naming a cat is like one of my favorite things. I love naming cats. Shout out to Raylan. Some of you guys might know him from such videos as him playing with Labo. But yeah, this game, it looks charming. It looks cool. I'm really into the art style, so maybe we'll check this one out.
Yeah, it was another game that was brought up in that Indie World event in Japan, but it seems to be coming west as well, given that the PC version is hitting everywhere. Now we're on to our release date update, which was again just sort of like a random drop, and that's Okami HD coming to Switch on August 9th, the same day as that Layton's Mystery Journey DX version. So another one that had a summer date now penciled in for the month of August.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking forward to this. I remember playing Okami a bit back in the day, and I liked it. But for some reason or another, I never finished it. I think it's a really, really awesome game, and luckily, I have a very hard time pronouncing the name here. What is it?
Okami?
No, but her actual name.
Oh, Amaterasu?
Yes, Amaterasu. There you go. I always have trouble with that. But yeah, the character's been in other games since then, and it's good to see that Okami HD is probably coming sooner rather than later. August 9th isn't that far, so I'm cool with that.
And as you can see, this list is a lot of franchises returning in sort of an old school sensibility, from Layton making its way to Switch, to Bloodstained and Gunvolt bringing back retro action, Crystal Crisis taking a whole lot of Nicholas characters into another dimension, Minit reviving the old school Zelda vibes with a new twist, Neptunia hitting Switch, and then this wondrous cat game, Miniko's Night Market, bringing Animal Crossing franchise vibes, and then Okami, which obviously is a franchise of its own, returning for an HD version. That's our list. Let us know which game you are most excited for in the comments down below. I'd say I am most pumped for probably Miniko's Night Market and Minit. A tie between those two. I haven't played Minit on any other platform, so I'll probably hold out for the Switch version there. And then the art style of this cat game is just undeniably amazing.
For me, it's gonna be Bloodstained. The combination of it coming out so soon, and the cool aesthetic, and the changing of like the 4 characters with different abilities. That all looks kind of cool to me. And of course, Okami, but that's a little bit later. So those are gonna be my 2.
Let us know yours in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and the slew of announcements that happen each and every week. We've got you covered, so follow us on Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And until next time, my friends, thanks so much for watching. For myself and Gabe, Switch Force, out.